Lift and fan out your toes, placing them evenly on the floor, and then pressing down through the four corners of your feet like you're anchoring to the center of the earth. We're going to lift this energy up through the body in our practice today. Lift up through your legs by pressing the feet down, engaging and lifting the kneecaps, thighs press back. Lift through your pelvic floor like you're lifting a hammock back up into the body. Draw your ribs down towards your hips, energy into the solar plexus like you're puffing up the mid-back, and really reach your fingers down, stretch them down to the floor. So your shoulders draw away from your ears, the neck lengthens, and we reach up in the opposite direction, up through the crown of the head. In yoga, we call this connecting with Father Sky and Mother Earth. So lift the energy up as you bring your hands into Anjali Mudra in front of your heart. Take a little moment. Then come to the back of your mat. Tuck your chin, rolling down through your spine, one vertebra at a time. Release your hips towards your groin. Hands can be anywhere. Relax your face, your jaw. Then press down through the balls of the feet and restack your vertebra one at a time. Hands behind your head now. Lift your top chest up towards the ceiling. Belly in, really supporting your head. We're doing this Qigong style to begin, so just lifting the sternum up. Less of a back bend, really feeling the activation behind and around our shoulder blades. Come back to the center, re-tuck your chin, and rolling back down through your vertebra. Hips move towards your groins. Releasing the tension, allow that tension to melt away from your face. And again, press through the feet to re-stack you. So we're using the feet to lift us up again. Support the head and the neck. You'll notice I'm bending my knees. And again, as we mildly back bend, release one hand and then the other. Can you still feel that connection, the energy lifting up through your entire body? Come back to the center and shaking out that tree, Qigong style, bouncing on the balls of the feet, and then drawing some hip circles. Make that feel really good, so think your way through it. How does your hip feel? Is the movement good for you? Is it like oiling a cog? As you draw a circle with one leg and then the other. Keep breathing. So in particular, the exhale, releasing the tension on the exhalation, and then shake out that tree again. Now, knee moves in towards the chest, and there's this slight rounding of the low back, enough so that it feels like the movement is lifting the leg, rather than your hip flexor or the superficial muscles lifting the leg. And then from here, push kicks. So try to imitate that movement, that there's an imperceptible rounding of the back now that's lifting the leg. You definitely won't be able to see it, but we're trying to make our deep core muscles do that lifting. Much easier anytime we need to lift the leg. Keep going, keep exhaling the tension. Yoga breathing in and out through the nostrils, or when you're really challenged, blow the tension out through the mouth. Shaking that tree out again, bouncing from the balls of the feet, releasing the tension from the knees and the shoulders, tucking our chin and rolling back down through your spine. How can you release the hips now in your Uttanasana? Remember, your hands can be anywhere. You can bring them into Salamba Uttanasana like I'm doing, taking hold of the elbows. You can have your legs bent or straight. And I often like to bend them at the beginning to cajole the hamstrings. And then walking your hands back out into your downward facing dog, lengthening through your spine, stretching your sternum forward. And continuing to breathe and notice. Now ripple the energy up through the spine and come into your full or half plank. Remember, you can lower the knees at any stage, rocking forward and back, but just keep your abdominal muscles drawing in. Thinking that they're protecting the spine, as if any fat from around your belly is around your vertebra in your back. So draw your belly in to pad your back almost. It's just a thought that sometimes helps. Now lengthen. Send your sit bones back. Down dog. And then ripple forward again into your variation of plank. Breathe. Now salsa hips rocking from side to side. I really like firing up my abdominal muscles at the beginning. In Pilates, centering is really important. We usually start with the abdominal muscles so that they're firing up for the rest of the class. So I still like doing that in yoga sequences too. Make sure, as you come into your down dog, make sure in abdominal work that the muscles are firing up. So feel free to lower your knees whenever you need to. Just breathe and release in down dog. Left leg to the sky. So we start with the left leg. And then exhale, knee to the nose, tiger curl. I'm bringing my toes to the floor. Again, like the rounding of the back. As we drop the foot to the floor, relaxing hip flexor, thigh to the sky. Outer body tiger curl, cross body tiger curl. Again, toe to the floor, relax the outside of the hip flexor. And you use your deeper muscles by rounding. Inhale, thigh to the sky. And then exhale, outer body tiger curl, toe to the floor again. Round the low back more. And then step that foot beside the left thumb. And have your little wiggle, releasing into the side of the hip, wherever's tight. I'm going to press forward, my hip forward, to really release over the hip flexor here. I'm pressing and holding, finding the tension, and then maybe rocking from side to side. Optional, take hold of the back foot and re-find where it's tight. I'm moving in and out of this. Make a square shape by bringing that front foot towards you more. Hands behind the head, rounding through the spine. So exhale, we round. Really draw that belly in. Tuck the tailbone under. Find the stretch. And then inhale, just lift the sternum. Keep the hip points in. Really supporting the head here. Breathing. So we're not doing it one breath at a time. We're breathing freely now as we hold a little bit. Now exhale, round, draw the belly in, breathe freely. And then inhale, lift the top chest. Try and keep the low belly drawing in. Step the front foot forward. And then optional, release the hands in our crescent moon lunge. So upper body back bend. You'll notice I'm rocking a bit to try and find the tension in that back leg. Lift and engage the back kneecap, or keep it on the floor, and find your twist. Knee to the floor or lifted, but reach through the fingers, draw your shoulder blades together, reach through the crown of the head and the back foot. Half split. Draw that left hip back in line with the right. And then dig through the front heel. Exhale the tension. We're pausing, digging through the heel. Breathing, finding that release. You can forward fold. I love half split. I mean, sometimes people want to go for the full split way too soon because limbering up really helps. Now, fist plank. You choose which variation. Just make sure your abdominal muscles lift. Your abdominal muscles lift and engage. Now we have an option of lifting one leg and then the other. So this is a continued option in the class. Keep going. Just keep your pelvis steady, even if you have to lower the knees to the floor. Why? Because it's harder and because it's going to engage your core muscles. Unfurl. Hands are flat on the floor now. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale. We unfurl, rounding. 1 to 3 chaturangas. If you've done these classes, you know the drill with this. 1 to 3. And then inhale, we lengthen. Send your sit bones back. I really love this, warming the spine. Exhale, we round, feeding the vertebra. And then 1 to 3 chaturangas again. Try and keep your shoulders back as your body moves forward. It's a contradiction. One more round. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, unfurl. And 1 to 3 chaturangas. Try and tuck those elbows in more. I really feel like my elbows are in, and sometimes when I watch the videos, I'm like, ooh, I could bring them in more. Now, this is not just me. This is everyone. We could all bring them in more. Same thing, but just one this time. You can lift your knees. Now, full or half chaturanga, full or half up dog. You'll notice I generally always have my knees on the floor first round. Nice warm up. And then lower your chest to the floor. Squeeze one heel in and the other and lengthen your thighs and kneecaps away. Try not to allow the knees to splay out. Lift the top chest without using your hands. So your hands are off the floor is a really good option as you lift the knees. Just noticing, press the pelvis forward. Are you using your back strength? Is there a squeeze in your back? Press that pelvis forward. Lower down. Now, with or without the hands, you can bring your hands under the shoulders again, or you can take hold of the feet for your bow pose. Lift your top chest, step 1. Lift your knees, step 2. Try and draw your head back. So again, we're aligning the spine. We started in Tadasana, the pose at the beginning of the class, and it's the basis for a lot of other things in yoga. Lower your head. Maybe you move your heels from side to side, releasing the tension. And then bring your face to the other side. Press through the hands. Full or half up dog, lifting the kneecaps perhaps. Stretch the front line of the body, back to neutral, lifting one leg and then the other. Rather than give up, lift for a microsecond or skip. You know, you can always skip a pose if you're not there yet. Down dog. Relax the top chest, rippling forward. Now we're finding a side plank. You can simply stack the feet or lower the bottom knee to the floor. The foot is behind the knee. You choose. Try and bring your head in line with the rest of the spine, like Tadasana on the side, mountain pose on our side. Can you think of that? So the energy is lifting. We're not just making shapes in our practice. Back to plank. And then other side. Knee to the floor is an option. And there's not a huge amount of difference, you know, with knee to the floor. Sometimes it just fires up the muscles and keeps it out of the joints. Can you draw your belly in while still breathing? Splay your fingers, energy through the fingers, back to your down dog. Exhaling the tension. I like to rock from the balls of my feet to the heels, lowering your knees now. Stretch your wrists, so bring your heels of your hands in front of you and then the back of the hands on the floor. Then hands nearest the knees. We're going to push through the hands, and this is repeated through the class. Rounding through the spine, navel in, and aiming to lift the sit bones up. Move mindfully here. Engage your abdominal muscles even, so repeating this, even if you're not really going anywhere. So you're still engaging the abdominal muscles and building strength. Our mind works on poses before perhaps the body can even do them. Keep going, exhaling any excess tension in the body, press through the hands, lift those sit bones to the sky, and maybe even straighten the legs, who knows. Breathe. Then again, your little wrist stretch. So, the aim of yoga, lifting the energy up through the body and, health for the body. So make sure you release excess tension from your wrists. Down dog. Left leg to the sky, but actually, mistake, because we started on the left side. So I'm going to figure this out in a microsecond. So you can do anything, you can swap legs here, but we're going to come over to the right leg, right thigh to the sky now. Awesome. Thank you for your patience. Tiger curl, toe to the floor. Now we're going to repeat this tiger curl, toe to the floor, and see if you can use your deeper core muscles. Thigh to the sky again. And then cross-body tiger curl, rounding. So this is practice for what's coming. Toe to the floor. Inhale, thigh to the sky, and exhale, outer body tiger curl. So try and release the outside of the hip flexor. Can you do that with the toe to the floor? And then step your right foot beside your right thumb. Have your wiggle. And as I mentioned, I just find that tight spot and I press into it enough that it releases, not too much, that it tightens. And then have a little wiggle maybe, or hand underneath the armpit. Right hand takes hold of the left foot. So it's always opposite hand to foot in this quad stretch, basically. I'm having a wiggle here. And then the square shape with your foot. So bring your front foot back. Hands behind the head, we round, so breathe freely first. Find your exhalation and round. It's like a friendly punch to your belly. Draw your belly back. Inhale, lift the top chest, training our body as the top chest lifts. The belly stays in the same shape. It draws in. The hip points draw in, like the low back is rounding. I know it won't, but it's like it is. We're really protecting our low back. And then rounding through the spine again. This is easier, the cat bit, right? But feel that beautiful stretch down the quad. Inhale, just the top chest, the sternum lifts, preparation for back bends. And then step the front foot forward, crescent moon. We have this option, crescent moon lunge, of releasing the hands into Kali Mudra. Squeeze them in towards the ears. Is the energy moving up through your spine, or is it getting stuck at the head, for example, because the head is dropping back too far? Find your lunge, rock forward and back. And your variation of a twist. Keep your torso close to your knee. So the hand is close to your foot. This is seen to be really good for the organs. Twists in yoga, they get a wring out and a squeeze. And our half split, stick your bum out. We're lifting up through the inner thigh and out through the sit bone. Breathe. Inhaling through the nostrils if we can, exhaling the tension. You can breathe in and out of the tight spots too. Yoga is like magic like that when we find that, wow, the technique of the breath to release into stretches more. Step back, that fist plank option. This time it's a pulse. So we lift the right leg, for example, and pulse it. It's about 10 times. And then we swap sides, left leg and pulse it. Keep the leg in line with the hips so it lifts higher and back in line. Lower your knees. Triangle with the hands, make a triangle for that push-up variation. And then 1 to 3. So fingers together and thumbs. It's a triangle or a heart shape between our hands. Inhale, we lengthen. Exhale, rounding, unfurling. And 1 to 3. Press up variations. Inhale, lengthen, send your sit bones back. And exhale, unfurl. Resist the floor, press your hands down to make it harder. We unfurl again, we find our variation of chaturanga. Keep the elbows in. Inhale, full or half up dog. Bring the energy into the toes. Reach away with the toes. That option of leg lift. Other side, is there energy up through the crown of the head? Down dog, exhale the tension. Think of stretching the sternum up towards the top of your mat. In fact, my hands could be further forward to do that more. Rippling forward. And then elbow to the floor, and then we press through the hand. Opposite elbow and press through the opposite hand. Lower one elbow and then press up through the same hand. So the elbow that lowers down is the hand that you press up through, and you swap each time. I know this is challenging. Keep your belly tight. Think of Tadasana with the body, upper back in line with the shoulder blades. Keep everything engaged. Feel the squeeze in the muscles in the back before you press through the hand to lift back up. Make sure the muscles are doing the squeezing and the lifting. Back to your down dog. Well done if you did that. Well done. Breathe out the tension. Any tension in the body. Now we can lower the elbows one at a time and lift up one at a time, or lower them both and then lift up one at a time, or harder yet, they both lower and they both lift. Be mindful, depending on what surface you're on. It's much easier on your elbows, particularly at the beginning if the surface is soft. Feel that squeeze before you press through the hands, the squeeze in your back. Now polar bear push-ups. This is all prep for what the strength we need for our balances. Now find your dolphin pose. Bring your shoulders over your elbows and try and get your buttocks as close over your elbows as possible, so feet scoot in. And then lift one heel, pulse the leg behind you, and swap sides. Notice it feels like the buttocks is drawing back behind you. Swap sides again, and maybe you lift off the toe a little bit. And this is practice for how it feels like, as you continue, to come up against the wall in a handstand. Lift back up into your down dog. Walk your hands back to your feet. Forward fold, hips move towards the groins, pressing down through the four corners of your feet. Unfurl to stand. So nice, isn't it? So nice to stack those vertebrae. Then this nice little sequence. Now you can stand in Mabu, toes facing forward, or bring your feet out slightly, toes out. So find your Mabu or yoga squat. Tuck your tailbone forward. It's like your sit bones are moving forward. Like we're rounding through the back slightly. Come all the way up. Shake out your legs. Repeat. You can count to 10 or 3 and come up. Woo, we're not repeating. So we squat and then we lift one leg out to the side. Try and get the squeeze into the side of the buttocks as you bring that leg out to the side. You'll notice I'm doing Pilates breathing here. So I'm blowing the tension out through the mouth. It looks like I'm pouting for Instagram, doesn't it? So that blowing the tension out through the mouth, it really releases the tension in the body. Now hold and pulse. This is an option. This is so good, right? And by so good, I mean it really burns into the side of the glute, right? Inhale, squat down deeply, and then lift and pulse. Keep your foot flexed. Keep exhaling the tension out of the top chest. You're doing really well, guys. Make adjustments if you need to. Now we lift the knee. I'm still flexing the foot and lift the hip. So preparation for side kick. Lift the knee, lift the hip high, flex the foot, and supporting legs straight. So imagine it's like Vrikshasana or tree pose. Root down through that foot like it's attached to the center of the earth. As I'm demoing, we're feeling it in the side of the glute there, right? Our gluteus medius. It's a pretty important muscle that Pilates really works. So from here, bouncing on the balls of the feet. And then a straight leg kick. So we kick out in front and flex the foot. And it's like we're dragging something down with the foot. We kick and bring something down. You can stamp that foot on the floor, and I think you're actually meant to in martial arts after. You really bring something down and towards the floor, and the foot kind of hits the floor afterwards. We're doing this for fitness, however, or I am in this practice. So coming back and bouncing on the balls of the feet. Now taking hold of your big toe, that's the first option for Padangastasana, or your belt. I love using a belt, as you probably know. And then we're lifting the knee in towards the chest. It helps keep the torso long. And other side. Now our torso is going to stay in Tadasana for this. It's not a coincidence we started with Tadasana. So bringing the foot into the belt, keep your torso in Tadasana, and then play around with straightening that leg completely or ish. But is your torso in Tadasana? If it's between the torso being long or your leg being straight, pick your torso. Now hand on the inside of the belt, extend the leg out, and then opening the leg out to the side. Draw your sit bone back towards you. Swap sides. Can we breathe? Reminder, you can't force flexibility in one day, so try and be graceful with what you're doing, meaning as you extend that leg, you can keep your torso long. You can find some points of excellence, if you like, beauty, and what I mean by that is truth. Beauty is truth, and that's what's the truth of this pose. Long torso is a really essential truth. Opening the leg out to the side again, keep your torso long. Even if your knee is bent, enjoy where you are. Now repeating that left side, like everything is a gradual limbering up. Hand on the inside of the leg to begin with this time. You play around with straightening the leg, knee stays high. Are you gripping through the foot? Lift the energy up from the earth through the supporting foot, like you're feeding your spine and your whole body with that energy. And then hand onto the inside again. And we play around with straightening the leg, keeping the knee high, extending that leg out. Now I know, which I'm always thinking of, is drawing my hip back into the socket. The leg extends out to this side. So we're really sensing how our body is feeling, coming back to shaking the tree. Your practice is going to look different from mine, and my practice is going to look different from yours. I know, that's the same thing. So hands onto the buttocks, lift the top chest. This is our step 2 option for a back bend. You can go back to supporting the head. Now I'm sticking the bum out here just to remind myself it's the top chest. And then I press the hips forward as I walk, hands down, thighs. This is a really nice way to come into a back bend. And it's like we restack the vertebra. Just be mindful with that at the beginning. You got to really build up to that. coming back into your forward fold and enjoying that. That is so nice to allow the blood to go to the head. Have a play around with straightening your legs a little more, maybe if your sit bones lift, only if your sit bones lift up. Salamba Uttanasana. Hands take hold of the elbows. We allow them to be heavy. Release the glutes so your sit bones can lift. Press down through the feet so your sit bones can lift. Our feet are very active in our yoga practice. So there's an arch in our foot when we're pressing down here. We're stretching the mat between our feet. That can help release down the side of the legs. Now you'll notice I've shifted forward, so my elbows are drawing forward now. A little more. That's Qigong. And then walking the hands out into your down dog. Right thigh to the sky. Exhale. Center body tiger curl. Inhale. Thigh to the sky. Exhale. Cross body tiger curl. Can you get that knee higher up the tricep? This is practice for what's coming. Inhale. Thigh to the sky. Exhale, outer body tiger curl. Can you get that knee up higher? And then foot towards your right thumb. High lunge, Kali Mudra. Now, we're going to find a little bit of a back bend by lifting the sternum up. Obviously, it's an upper body back bend. You might think, why? I want the whole body to back bend. Well, you'll get much more release for the back hip flexor if you try and draw the hip points in. So can you feel that release down the back thigh? It feels so gorgeous. Come to stand, interlace the hands, so releasing the thigh, and then come back to your high lunge. Stretch your hands down the back thigh, and then hinge forward. Some glute work. And then stretch the hands down the back thigh. Continue and use your feet mindfully so that the work is in the glute as you lean forward. And as you lean back, you feel supported. It's more about the back as you lean back. And as you lean forward, the glute. Keep going with that. Inhale, we lean back. Exhale, we lean forward. Stretching sternum towards the ceiling. Hands to the floor, lower the back knee. Find your square shape, back knee to the floor. This is just an option, but start like that anyway. Lean forward and see if you can then kick. If you can, bring the knee to the floor again. Lean forward, press this to stand and kick. Keep going with that. Now lean forward to work the glute more and use your foot mindfully. As you kick with the foot, can you imperceptibly think of almost rounding the low back like we did at the beginning, those knees to the chest. So your leg is lifted from the stronger muscles in your body, your deep core muscles doing that work. Keep going, everything nice and mindful. Press through the heel, then a little bit the ball of the foot. That will work your thigh more, the ball of the foot, to come to stand. Make sure your hip isn't clicking or nothing funny is happening in the body. It's the muscles. Lift that knee. So come to stand. Extend the leg out. Nice long torso. Pendulum the leg back. And then both hips look directly at the floor. Virabhadrasana 3 practice. Bend the knee to come to stand. Both of them. Extend the leg out. Inhale. Pendulum the leg back. Exhale. Virabhadrasana 3, Warrior 3. Inhale, bring the leg forward. Exhale, extend it out. Inhale, pendulum it back. And exhale, keep going with that, guys. As you continue, you press through the supporting leg and straighten as you extend the opposite leg out. Hands into the heart now. Trying to level up those hips. Wow, it's challenging. Your body's in Tadasana again. So, hands to the floor. Now you can come into a forward fold, or you can come into a standing split and pulse the legs. So we're firing up glute and hamstring here. I'm taking hold of my heel to forward fold. The sit bones lift, creates spaciousness in that standing leg hip. Step back. This one's nice. Lizard pose. The option is to bring the elbows to the floor and we squeeze the knee in towards the shoulder if we're doing that. Half split again. Dig through the heel. We know how good that is. You can stay there or you can limber up 4 splits. And this is what we're going to be doing as our split practice. There's no actual practice. It's the limbering up. So stick your bum out, lean to the side, and then we're releasing the back, quadricep, the hip flexor. You can bring your hands, your elbows to the floor. Release the tension from the top chest. Step back. Your variation of fist plank. Now, you'll notice my knees are on the floor here. It's a really good way to lift into a full plank. It's a Pilates way. It's harder, of course. And then we pulse the leg, but usually our abdominal muscles will be more engaged. Lower your knees. Hands flat on the floor, unfurl. Full or half plank, full or half chaturanga, full or half up dog. Inhale. Lift one leg. Breathe. Just continue breathing. And the other. Tuck the toes. Belly squeezes. Down dog. Elbows to the floor. Our dolphin pose again. The pulses. So keep going and notice it feels like the buttocks is swinging behind you. Now you continue that. That's your step 1, the dolphin pose, leg lifts. Or you take a block. It's not necessary to have a block, but it can help at the beginning. It's just an option to hold on to something for your forearm balance at the wall. It can be a good idea to have a teacher with you when you're trying this for the first time. And then you lift up onto the wall. Now, my head is not on the floor. This is not headstand. So you can lift one leg away from the floor when you've got that. And again, really good idea with balance is to have a teacher around in person. And maybe you lift both. Maybe you're not even at the wall. Take a child's pose afterwards, energy flow, right? So we want the blood to go back to the head, so keep your head down. And then again, we can try the other leg leading. So my left leg is forward this time, legs to the wall, good support. And then we bring the head forward. So it's actually an upper body back bend, this pose. This, Pincha Mayurasana pose. The legs are long, but the upper body is in a back bend. Then head to the floor. Remember that dolphin pose option. That's how you get there. It doesn't ever feel like this crazy leap of faith or even courage, actually. It's all very controlled. Eventually, the leg has to be powerful enough to swing back, and it simply just lifts you. So everything we've been doing is prep for that. Now, stretch out your wrists because we're going to come back to this preparation. Now, this is more prep for a handstand press. Keep going. We're not going to do a handstand press today, but we are going to do handstand with the wall. That's an option. The other option is to do these. Now, you probably know already how challenging these are. They're actually harder Is that a bad thing? No, these really engage their abdominal muscles. Keep going. Try and press down, claw down through your fingers a bit, and then release your wrists. Your hands and wrists are important too, if no one's told you that today. And then flip them forward. And maybe you cat-cow the spine, or you do something else that you really need to do. Yes, it is about energy flow. Sometimes when we're concentrating, we lose that for a microsecond. So bring the energy back in your down dog, lengthen out through the spine, realign everything. Loosen up the tension. You could take a child's pose, whatever feels like a tension release, a realignment of everything. And then left thigh to the sky. Exhale, rounding, tiger curl. Inhale, thigh to the sky. Exhale, outer body. Knee is as high as possible here. Inhale, thigh to the sky. Exhale, outer body tiger curl. Get that knee high. We're preparing for crane pose. Crow pose. And crane, but outer is crow. Lunge, high lunge. Enjoy this. Glute working strongly. We're pressing through the front heel. Can we add an upper body back bend? So this side, I'm not doing as much as an upper body back bend. Here I go a little bit. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be symmetrical. We're tuning into the body. It should feel like a gorgeous release for the back thigh. Every pose prepares for something else. So this is preparing for our splits warm up. We're still only warming up by the end. You straighten that leg. You rebend. You have your hands clasped. Sweep them down the back thigh. Then we lean forward. We're strengthening that glute. Inhale, we lift the top chest. I know this is challenging. Exhale, we lean forward. Looks so easy, right? Inhale, lift that top chest. Exhale, hinge forward a bit. Draw those hands back to the heel as you lean back. Think of it like the back bend at the beginning of the class. And then knee to the floor, walk that front foot in. At least the first one come from your back knee. Tuck your back toe, hinge forward, come to stand and kick. So keep going. As you hinge forward, it's going to work that front glute a lot more. Make sure your glute is strong enough. How do you know? Well, there should be no clicking or weird sounds. You can play around with keeping the supporting knee bent or not bringing the knee to the floor. Just doing a smaller lunge if a lunge is good for you. Now, when I say if it's good for you, I don't mean, oh, I was tired or my muscles were sore. Well, that's fine. Your muscles are burning, that's fine. You're shaking, that's fine. You're sweating, that's fine. But it's not fine if it's in your joint, right? But all the rest are good. So keep going. Inhale and exhale, we kick. As you lift the knee, imperceptible rounding of the spine. Now lift the knee, extend the leg out. Both hips face forward, pendulum the leg back. Virabhadrasana 3 practice. This warrior does feel like a warrior, right? It's like, ooh, your foot is going to be burning by the end of this. Extend the leg out. I told you your feet work so strongly in yoga, right? Pendulum the leg back. And then hips in line as you lift the back thigh to the sky. Inhale, keep going. Exhale, we extend. Inhale, we pendulum the leg back. Exhale, we come into the pose. Drop the right hip down. Now, we have an added bonus of an extra one on this side for some reason. Who is that teacher, huh? And then we bring that leg forward, hands into Anjali Mudra at the heart. And then warrior 3, hands at the heart. It's like we're saying a prayer for the pose to be over. I'm joking. I know your leg is probably burning. Foot to the floor, and you have the option of extending that leg to the sky, and little pulses here, spaciousness in the supporting leg hip. Drop the head. Foot to the floor, and the lovely, beautiful release. Elbows to the floor option, lizard pose. Squeeze the knee in. You get this gorgeous squeeze at the side of the glute. You could stay there or stay in your half split. It is the building block for sure for split practice. Or slide the front leg forward. Send your sit bones back. Really helps to be on padded floor. Really helps. Your body releases so much more. When your heels are pressing into something hard, I think your body feels like it needs to protect itself because the muscles can tighten in your legs. Not really what we're looking for when we're practicing splits. So when I was doing it on those hard wooden floors, I found my hamstrings would tighten much more. So even though this is the first round here, nearly ready for split. Back to our fist plank. You'll notice I'm doing the Pilates variation to get into it. And we have those beautiful pulses. Keeping elbows bent is really a kung fu method, not locking out elbows. Hands to the floor. Down dog. Rippling forward, full or half plank, full or half chaturanga, full or half up dog. Lifting one leg and then the other. That really strengthens our glutes and hamstrings. Down dog. Apart from everyone being obsessed with strong glutes for the look of it, glutes are really protective for the body, our glute muscles, all of them. We have 3. So we're coming into our plank. We have the option, side plank, of to the floor and pulsing that leg. And I promise you'll get enough challenge with that, pulsing the leg. We're starting with that, everyone, anyway. And then we have another option of full side plank, or next step, take hold of the big toe, or next step, extend the leg up. Vasisthasana, so taking hold of the big toe. Come back to your plank. And that knee to the floor, an option of strengthening our gluteus medius by pulsing that leg. Great for side kicks, great for balances, strengthening the gluteus medius. If your balance is off, strengthen the muscle at the side of your glute, the gluteus medius. Now we take hold of the foot, maybe, and maybe you extend the leg. If this is easy, lift your side waist away from the floor and press the foot up to the ceiling more. Come back into your down dog. Lower your knees to the floor. Step 1, our malasana. As you breathe, we rock forward and back. We press our elbows out, not our triceps into the inner thighs, and squeeze your legs back around your triceps. This is preparation for crow kakasana. So squeeze your inner thighs back into your triceps. Now crow, the knees are on the outside. We're going to do both. This one's easier, crow. It's less of an inversion. So we can move towards lifting your feet, squeezing your big toes together. Engage your belly, but it's really the bind, the lock between the knees and the triceps, because we've worked on the rounding with our tiger curls, right? Now you can keep practicing. Don't give up. Just keep practicing, rocking forward and back. I'm releasing my back here. Just the rounding feels so good. The wrists as well. Doing that qigong wrist rolls, or used in a lot of martial arts, right? Circle for our wrists. And now this time our crane pose. Knees are underneath the armpits, so get them as high up as possible. That takes flexibility. And then you tip forward and you think of bringing the big toes together. Now, I hadn't done this in absolutely ages. And why am I able to do it if I haven't done it in ages? Because I've been doing those tiger curls for ages, right? So other poses prepare us. Probably hadn't done this in about, I don't know, could it have been a year? Could have been. And then come out. Release your wrists, your hands, your hips. And then lower your knees to the floor. If your wrists feel good enough to practice again that inversion practice, this is also really good for our crow and crane pose. You can continue with that. It's kind of the harder option, or handstand practice. Now this at the wall or in the middle of the floor if you want. We will do it outside once I've figured out how to get the camera working at that time of day. And you can look forward with your head and bring the legs off the wall if you want. I come into a forward fold afterwards, releasing wrists and hands. And then do the same thing with the opposite leg leading. It's a little bit of flexibility. Shakti kicks help. We do these. I'll put together a playlist with all the handstand prep, all the inversion strength, arm strength. You can take one leg away and then the other. Press the floor away with the hands. Can you make a nice Tadasana with your body? Really is the abdominal muscles doing a lot of the work for balance. Release your wrists, your hands. And then come back to your mat. You could take a child's pose if you want. Just allow the breath to rebalance itself and the energy flow as well. Your nervous system to calm down, so we're nourishing our energy, the body still. It's a balance, isn't it? And then our puppy. This is one of my favorite poses. It really releases around the shoulder blades. Take whatever option suits. Your back shouldn't hurt. And then coming back into your Malasana, another favorite pose of mine. And rotating those wrists. Just changing direction with the rotations as well. Hands to the floor, knees to the floor. Tabletop position, and maybe you cat-cow the spine once or twice, or you move your hips from side to side, and then thread the needle, or rolling panda. I'm doing rolling panda, so I'm stepping the foot out to the side. My other hand is behind my back. Feels so good. Whatever option you're doing now, make it feel good. Press through the shoulder and hand. Press the floor away with the bottom hand. And then swap sides. I love this pose. Just keep breathing. coming over onto the buttocks. Rolling down, half roll back. Belly lifts, inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, half roll back. Inhale. Exhale, rolling up and extending out over the legs. Pilates style, navel to the spine. Exhale, rolling back down through the spine. All the way option, hands on the shoulders. That's just an option. Rounding, exhale, much harder. Reaching out with the elbows. It's called a hamstring stretch in Pilates. Keep going. Be really mindful with your spine. If you're new to rounding as you forward fold, your hamstrings would need to be released. You can bend your knees if you want. That's fine. Rounding as we roll back. Belly squeezes. Belly really squeezes as we lift. And then extending out over the legs. Continue with your Pilates variation for a moment. Reaching your fingers forward. And you can bend your knees as I'm demoing to do that. Coming back to seated, and now we're going to do more yoga style. Block under your feet is an option if this is easy for you. Send your sit bones back. It's like an inner spiral from the split. We stick our bum out. It's like we're lifting a block up back into the pelvis. Energy up the inner thighs and out through each sit bones like a V. And if you have a block or a hard book and this is easy for you, your belly is pressing into your thighs, hinging at the hips, you can take hold of the block and forward fold. So your low back is lovely and long and feels nothing. Whatever option you're in, enjoy it. You deserve it. This is a tension release at the end of the class. That is really important. So that we're nourished by our practice and we expend energy, but we get it back. Carefully coming out now, rolling down through the spine. Quickly demoing, if you have a block or a hard book, you can do bridge pose, any option. I'm on the side of it with your block. You can pause the video here. You can lift your knees. You can be on the higher rung. Be mindful if you're doing that for our shoulder stand variation. You're drawing the shoulders away from the ears. Your shoulder blades are together. If you're lifting the legs up, there is no weight on the neck. The shoulders are doing the work. They're pressing down. This is just an option. If you don't have a block, just bring your legs up to the sky or up a wall or the side of a couch. Again, just release. Pause the video here. That would be a nice option. Or slowly come out one vertebra at a time. Take your full body stretch now. So stretch and lengthen through everything, rebalancing the body. How's the breath? And then draw your shoulders away from the ears, lengthen your tailbone away, feet out at equal distance, and coming into Savasana. How is the breath? Is it getting stuck? Can we simply watch the tide of the breath come in and out without trying to change anything now? As you invite your body to relax, as you invite your face and jaw and scalp to relax. Just allowing your body to be supported by the floor.